Hey guys, so Tim here. As promised, this is just a quick video to show you how you can crop video in Camtasia. So I'm using the Windows version, so it might look slightly different for you guys that are using a Mac. But I've just imported my raw recording of my advert. So I'm just going to drag this down to track 1, like that. Just click OK. I don't really care about the quality for this. And the first thing I'm going to do is just separate out the audio. So right click and then separate audio and video, and you can see it pushes it onto a separate track. Now you can see the start of this is obviously me turning everything on, so I want to cut this out. So I'm just going to pull the slider over to around there and then hit delete to get rid of it, like so. I'll drag those back over. So in order to crop the video, you first need to bring in the image of the background that you want to be standing in front of. So I used a green screen which I've already cut out of the video and replaced with this kind of sky blue background, and this blue that you see here is literally just an image of blue, just literally flat blue. And when I crop this, you'll see that there'll be no background there, it'll just be black. So to crop it, at the top, if you go to Camtasia, you'll see that you've got this arrow, the hand, and then the crop symbol. So you just make sure you're selected on the audio track if you've got video tracks if you've got more than one. So you can see that the track down here is highlighted in yellow. That means I'm selected on it. And then if you click the crop button, and when you do that, you'll see that the edges of the video, so at the moment they're round, which is to show that you can make it bigger and smaller. But when you click the crop button, they'll go from circles to squares. So I can now see that's cropped. And now if I just click and then drag that in, you can see it's actually cropping the video. But as I said, we've got a black space here. And if you leave it like this and then render the video, you will just see a black space. So that's now cropped, but I want to just move me into the middle of the screen because you can't see any slides there at the moment on this section. So if I pull myself over, that's then going to align it somewhere in the middle. It's probably about right around there. And obviously if you want to just pull the edges in, you could, or down if you wanted to do that. But I think I'll probably leave it like that. But we still got the black edges in. So what we need to do is import the background. And as I said, that's just a flat blue image for me, and I literally created that in Microsoft Paint. So I turned the canvas into the correct size, which is the 1920 by 1080, and then I filled the canvas just with this blue color and saved it as an image. So I'm just going to click on the media bin again. So it was already open, and you can see down here you've got the plus button to add media, or you can go file and you can go import media here as well. And then it's going to bring up wherever you get your files and stuff from. So if I just go back one to free webinar, I think it's in here, or maybe not. I've now got to find the background. That was one that I practiced with, which I didn't like. I think that's it. Yeah, that one. So that is just literally just a blue image, which I did in Paint. You could probably do it on Excel as well if you wanted to. Literally just a blue image. And then all I'm going to do is drag that over here like so, and you can see that it's completely covered me up, and I'm obviously behind it. But there is a sort of like a black border here, so I just want to increase that by dragging it out a bit if it's going to let me. Maybe not. Let's try this. There we go. So all I did then was change that back to the selection tool so I could actually make it fit. But obviously you now can't see me, so what you need to do is just right click on that image and then go to arrange and then send to back. And then what that'll do is it's sent it to back, and it's put it on track 1, and it's moved these other tracks up. And now what you can do before you start editing anything else, I'd recommend that you drag this all the way across, so it's right the way to the end of your video, because then any cuts and stuff that you put in your actual video of you presenting, you'll always have this in the background. So if you like kind of what I've done in my ad, where parts where I'm talking where there's no slides on the screen, I've moved myself in the middle, and then parts where there are slides, I'll move myself back to the right hand side. So if you just leave the background there for the whole thing, you won't have to keep like changing it and putting in extra images and stuff like that. Now the next thing you want to do is to do a well, it's actually remove color, and this is what you would do in Camtasia to actually get rid of your green screen. So when you film it and you've got that green sheet behind you and you can see all of the creases and stuff, you can actually remove the green from your video and then replace it with you know, this background. So because I've already done most of that work, the only thing that I need to do is just match up the colors of the blue that you can see that I'm in and then the blue that I've put in the image. You can probably see a very faint difference between them, so you can kind of see it here. And to do that, you literally just right click on the cropped image of you, and do this before you've done any other editing, so do it right at the beginning because you don't then have to keep doing it if you've got cuts in your video. And then go to add visual effect and then click on remove a color, and you can see on the right hand side here we've got this box come up that says remove a color, and in color you can see it's defaulted to green screen because that's usually what people will be doing first. And then you click on this eyedropper tool to select the color, and then what I'm going to do is click on the blue that's in the cropped image of me, and when I click that, it's then going to get rid of that blue, and you can see that there's now no difference between the blue where I am and the blue image that I brought in, and that's because what it's done is actually get rid of the blue entirely that was in my image. So if you record your video with your green screen behind you and then bring that in here, when you do that remove color, if you still do the color picker and then just click on like the green that you can see behind you, that'll completely get rid of the green screen, and then you can just put your image behind you what you want, so blue or black or grey or whatever color it is. And you can even do that if you're using just a colored wall. So if you've got a white wall behind you, you can remove the white and then replace it with an image, or if you're just using a black sheet like Paul is for his green screen, you could even remove the black and replace it with a flat black image, because then you won't see any creases. So that's how to, let me just zoom in a bit. So that's how to crop the video, and you can now see that I can now drag that over as much as I want. So I can put it back in the middle, or I can put it to the right hand side or the left hand side depending on where my slides are. As easy as that. And then to actually allow you to move yourself in different sections, because if I move myself to the left hand side, I'll be on the left hand side for the entire video. And then if I was to say, you can see where I've got the video slider there, if I move myself to the right hand side, I'm still to the right hand side wherever I go in the video. So what you need to do is you need to actually split the track, so you can create different sections of the video in different places. So let's just say, for example, I haven't got any slides in here obviously, but let's just say around this area here, I want to move myself back to the right hand side because I'm going to put some slides here. So if you put the video slider to where you actually want like to be moving yourself into another section of the frame, you can see this button here which has got like a line through the middle that says split. If you click that, that'll actually split the tracks. So if I drag it over, you can see the video track has now been split. And now what that means is, so if I go to that section I'm in the middle, if I click on this section and then drag myself back over to the right hand side, and then if I drag the video slider over, you'll see that oh, I did it on that bit, but you can see I'm on the right hand side. So if I drag that back to the middle, and then if you drag the video slider onto this bit of video, you can see that it's allowing me to do that. So middle, right, and then each time you want to move the position of yourself on the video, you just do the same thing. So put the slider where you want it, and that bit takes a bit of precision, so you do need to, like, you know, select a piece of video where you're like, okay, at this point now I want to move over because I'm going to put some slides on the screen. Then find the part where you want to put it, and then just click the split button, and then you can, you know, move yourself back to, say, the middle or the left or the right or whatever you want to do. And then you can see as I move the video slider, it's moving it. So gone right, gone middle, gone right, gone at the start. And then like once you're over to the right hand side like I am on my one here, what I was doing is just putting in annotations. So you click on the annotation button and then just drag the text over. and then you can, you know, type in your text. So this is a slide, and then you can put in, like, you know, kind of whatever you want from there. If you want to put in images as well, so like I had emojis and stuff in there, I just use a website called emoji.com where you can actually just download pictures of emojis and then you upload them to here. I don't know if it'll let you just put in an emoji in here. Be worth having a look at. No, it doesn't. And then once you're in this text here, you can edit it on the right hand side here where the callout is, so you can select a theme, or you can just change the font here to whatever you want it to be. There's quite a few. I think they use Google Fonts, so you've got pretty much every single font you could need. And you can change the color of it here as well. So if you want red text, you would need to select it like you would in a word processor. So change it to red, and then you can change the size and how it like sits and stuff like that. And then if you decide, actually I don't want that there, you just make sure you select it on the text so it's highlighted and hit delete and it'll get rid of it. So yeah, hopefully you find this useful. It is super simple to use. It's just more about actually finding where your kind of cuts need to be. So it doesn't, there's not like a huge visual jump between, like, you don't want to be mid-sentence and then you're mid-sentence and then all of a sudden you've just gone, oh, I'm over to this side of the screen. Like, you want to do it in places where there's a bit of a pause and stuff like that, or at least a very small pause. But yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you found that useful.